It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, Hoops fans. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny, the Jet, the champion, Smith, and Shaquille, the Diesel, the champion several times, O'Neal. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Tonight,
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan. Let's quickly...
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. See if they got the message. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Though having depth is such a big deal for these teams, Clark, as you get deep into the season, we see how these injuries begin to pile up.
Yeah, and they can hurt you. And you know they're going to happen. You've got to be lucky. A lot of it depends on your preparation and your preventative training. And that's not only on the training staff, but it's also on the players to take care of their bodies, get their rest, and do the things they need to do to try to be ready to play every game.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Zhang is out there with Taj Gibson, and it's Jones in at the point. A three-pointer, Wiggins. Minnesota gets it back with a new shot clock. No good on that one. Minnesota on D. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Butler from outside. Buries it from three-point range. Butler's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Timberwolves. Holiday dishes to Allen. Back to Holiday. Three-pointer. Knocks down the three ball.
And you know, Holiday has a gorgeous touch from outside. He's a deadly shooter, an absolute laser when you give him space to fire.
Right side Gibson. Screen by Jones. They get it back. Goes up off the pick. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Miller outside. Off target from three-point range.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Here's Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
You gotta love the intensity. Cousins going right for the throat and just jamming that one home.
Left side Gibson. Inside, here's Zhang. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Holiday, the pass to Miller. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it's Miller with the jam.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, the refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
Butler on the wing. To the middle. It's stolen by Hill. Allen against Butler. Over to the wing. And Holiday kicks to Miller. Down low. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Miller. Allen's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And finished off by Zhang.
And if you're wondering why Zhang shoots such a high percentage from the field, look no further than effort.
Holiday against Jones. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Jones against Holiday. Pick up by Hill. And Holiday kicks to Hill. Shot clock at 6. Tipped away. Butler against Allen. And the rejection by Cousins.
And you got to be careful with Cousins around. His shot blocking can be a factor.
The Pelicans have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Screen by Cousins. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Jones dishes to Gibson. The kick outside to Butler. And it's off from three-point range. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper, you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Miller with a wide open look. Off target with his 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Shot's good by Gibson.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Cousins with a screen on Jones. Holiday the pass to Cousins. Wiggins kicks to Zhang. The kick outside to Butler. Now Zhang against Washington. He was really on his game. Taj Gibson again. Gibson's got 6. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Yeah, and he's connecting on a lot of his shots here, shooting a high percentage from the field, really giving his team a boost.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Minnesota.
And it was a versatile offense they featured. So many teams these days rely heavily on the three-point shot, but they kept it balanced. The triple was still a big part of what they did, but it wasn't the only thing they did.
Holiday against Jones. Poke loose. Here's Cousins. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And with great players, you've got to pick your poison. You'll live with Cousins shooting from mid-range.
Butler from outside. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
Well, you know what, Greg? When the defense is that lax, come on now. They honestly deserve to lose. You can't let a team get into that kind of a group.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to some.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
John Rondo's checked in for Allen. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Brooks checked in. To the paint. To the middle. The pass to Gibson. The kick outside to Butler. Butler missing again. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And it It goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson.
And a moment now to see some numbers for Taj Gibson. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Right around 25 points per, 6 assists and 7 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passes.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
Crawford outside. The shot by Muhammad. Nobody around. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Muhammad's got it all tied up now for Minnesota. Rondo against Brooks. They set the pick. Rondo dishes to Clark. Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. We have a chance now to look at the teams that have created the most points off turnovers this season. The Timberwolves, number 1.
You know, it's not just the turnovers they're forcing. I mean, they're converting at the other end, and you know what? It puts a lot of pressure on you to play perfect.
No good from Moore. Minnesota shooting at a nice 53% rate to start the game. They are sticking to the campaign. And that one's good. Brooks. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, it's getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander.
Max Force throwdown.
Muhammad against Moore. Nice D from Cousins.
And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. Knocked away.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Here's Mahimi. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
And that one's good by Clark.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And Muhammad kicks to Mahimi. And Mahimi with the stuff.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
There's a minute 40 left in the first quarter. Rondo passes to Clark. Dishes it to Moore. Muhammad with the steal. Fast break, Minnesota. And there's the feed to Crawford. An easy 2 points on the layup. Now it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Bucket is good.
You know, I really enjoy watching Cousins go to work deep inside. I mean, it feels like, to me, nobody can guard him down there.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. The other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
Rondo against Brooks. And Cousins kicks to Clark. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Clark's got 5 points so far.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Down low. Out to Brooks. Timberwolves passing it around. Crawford dishes to Brooks. The offensive rebound.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Rondo with the ball. Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. Rondo kicks to Cunningham. Back to Rondo. Moore in the corner. Fires the three. Muhammad grabs the board. Crawford outside. It's Bielitsa. And no good trying to get that one. Back to the action after this word. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
Timberwolves leading by 3. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, Crawford out there with Brooks. Then there's Ian Mahimi. Then there's Muhammad. And it's Bielitsa in at the 4 slot.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Cunningham passes to Crawford. And the shot falls short this time. Minnesota shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Brooks kicks to Muhammad. No good on the triple. Pelicans trail by 5. Here's Crawford. Crawford with another miss.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Here's Mahimi. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That is his first foul of the game. Rondo against Brooks. And now the Timberwolves on the break.
Oh! That athletic.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Are you? Oh, my goodness.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Crawford. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. It's Bielitsa, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Rondo. Nice D from Brooks. Minnesota leading by 6. And Bielitsa kicks to Muhammad. In the corner, it's Crawford. Back to Muhammad. Feeds it to Brooks. Pass to Muhammad. Inside. It's Bielitsa. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the board.
And Greg, you know how it is. At some point, you just got to man up and play with a lot more aggressiveness and toughness and pride inside. Well, the problem last year for the Timberwolves was their defense. Allowed way too many points in the paint. Fortunately, they've improved their defense down the stretch here.
Muhammad, no luck.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Cunningham. Here's Cousins. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Another issue with the Wolves and their defense was that they weren't a great rebounding team outside, of course, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and you know what? There weren't a lot of big issues with the Wolves defense, but the small issues added up and cumulatively were a problem. I think they've got to continue to build on becoming a solid defensive team. Rondo with a nice dish.
Pass to Muhammad. Here's Bielitz. Back to Muhammad. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
And checking out the stats for Rondo. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up 6 points a night, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
Crawford's shot is good.
Right now, Jamal Crawford rolling.
Pelicans trail by 8. Crawford with the ball. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Crawford's got his second bucket of the night.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Brooks kicks to Bielitz. Crawford against Crawford. Muhammad on the wing. And the 3 off target.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
And I like the way they're using the entire court here in the second quarter. The three-point percentage has gone through the roof.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Clark, when you were playing, what was your game day routine like?
Well, it was simple. I didn't complicate things, Kevin. I tried to get a good meal, was just beginning to learn how to eat properly and best for my body. And then I would always try to get an hour to 2 hour pregame nap. That goes all the way back to high school. I enjoyed just getting off my feet. Sometimes I would fall asleep completely. Other times I would just kind of drift into a light sleep. But just having that routine of resting before games was part of how I got ready to try to serve the other guys up.
Some changes for New Orleans. Hill, he's checked in for Cunningham. Miller comes in for Ian Clark. And it's Holiday in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Jones. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates. And they just couldn't figure out how to defend it. I'm not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And stolen by Jang. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Here's Butler. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Butler's got 5 now.
And Butler knows he's got the green light to shoot whenever he wants to, especially when it's a catch and shoot situation.
Cousins with a screen for Holiday. Crawford outside. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 4 assists now tonight.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
You know, Clark, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves unveiled this new logo they're sporting this season. They felt it was time for an update, and you have to say it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, most teams in the NBA want to mix their logo up every so often to keep it modern and up to date and fresh. The Wolves have a young group and felt it was the right time to re-examine the logo, and I can't argue with them. Sometimes a little change like that can pay big dividends.
Cousins with a screen on Butler. Here's Crawford, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on Minnesota. It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
He's been a completely different guy at the line this season. I mean, last year, you weren't sure what you were going to get when he got to the stripe. There's no way we could have expected such a huge increase in those free throw percentage numbers. Has not made another 3 since the one he drilled in the first, but still, you got to defend him from beyond the arc.
And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
Allen's checked in for the Pelicans. Jones against Holiday. It's stolen by Hill. Outside Holiday. Fires from deep. Hill, no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Wiggins. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Wiggins has got his first points of the night.
Boy, I tell you what, that 7-foot condor-like wingspan of Wiggins helps him get to the miss and convert it into points.
Poked away. Here's Cousins. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
To the inside. Hill. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Hill's got it all tied up now for New Orleans.
Nice dime drop there from Holiday. Excellent awareness.
Jones drives in. Jang inside. He's guarded by Cousins. And Jang gets it to go.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Fast break, Minnesota. Jones kicks to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Butler dishes to Gibson. A three-pointer. Wiggins drops in the tray. And now a 7-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, improving the consistency from range, Kevin. One of the things Wiggins is focusing on. And I think he's accomplished it to this point.
Holiday, the pass to Cousins. And they get it. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Morris checked in for Jordan Crawford. Here's Cousins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed. And you can tell that Cousins wants to win badly. A super competitive guy. His skill set is off the charts.
And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with a team who is committed to him.
You know, you think about Wiggins, drafted #1 overall a few years ago. So many high expectations, and to be fair and honest, he's met most of them.
No good from Moore.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And Jang kicks to Butler. Nails the baby hook. Butler's got 4 points in the quarter.
And Butler does a nice job using his body. I mean, especially when he's close to the basket, comfortable operating inside.
Holiday dishes to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got his 5th assist in this one.
Tell you what, the defense has to be kicking themselves. Just a step late there, and the shooter made them pay for it.
Higgins outside. Back to Butler. Kicks to Jang. Shoots over Cousins. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Holiday, the pass to Allen. Hill kicks to Allen. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Holiday. 26 points for him last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points. Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter, less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. Gibson dishes to Jang. That shot no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Holiday against Jones. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Holiday's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Well, mark another one up for Jang. Has more offensive potential than people gave him credit for coming out of college, proving the naysayers flat wrong.
Outside Butler. Back to Wiggins. Lets it go from deep. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
And Holiday kicks to Cousins. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Pick up by Hill. Here's Allen, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Pelicans. And then for Minnesota, Mahinmi's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. Bielitsa comes in for Taj Gibson. And Brooks subbed in for Tyus Jones. Shot clock at 5. Butler from outside. Up again. Cousins pulls it in. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Here's Butler. And it's Butler with the jam.
You got to be more careful around Butler. I mean, he's terrific at bouncing over the opposition and taking the ball away.
In a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Timberwolves on top, up by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing it and come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
And an
Show.
exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. For the Timberwolves, and Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunity.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway.
A view from the sky above of this lovely city as we make our return to New Orleans, Louisiana. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Minnesota leading by 5. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Tony Allen is out there with Holiday. Then there's Hill. And it's Miller in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. And that one's good. Wiggins.
An excellent score off the dribble. Wiggins starting to excel in the catch and shoot game, too.
Cousins, the pass to Miller. Cousins, no one around him, and a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses. And I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
Over in the corner, Allen. Cousins with a screen for Allen. And the rejection by Jang.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
And Holiday kicks to Cousins. Pick up by Hill. Cousins dishes to Allen. Cousins with a screen for Allen. And the rejection by Jang. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And stolen by Miller. Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Holiday's got 17 now.
And the best part of that sequence wasn't Holiday's steal, but his quick decision to push the ball and start the break. That's when the D's most vulnerable, and he took advantage.
Often modern NBA players will get criticized for not being sound enough with their fundamentals. Clark, do you feel that's a fair statement?
I really don't. I think it's a bit of an overreach. You know, we all have revisionist history. Things were always better in our past than they are currently. I mean, the stories get better as we get older is one of the ways I've heard it framed. I think the players are more athletic, and because they play growing up in more structured environments, I think sometimes they don't get the same nuances and feel for the game that you would get from just playing organically. But I still think fundamentally the players are quite good, and I do think that's a bit of a reach as a sweeping statement that they're not as sound fundamentally today as they were in the past.
Just 2 to shoot. Cousins rebounded by the Timberwolves. Jang's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The dish to Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 4 assists now tonight. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Holiday, the pass to Cousins. Over Jang. That doesn't go either for Cousins.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. And you look at the history of the Timberwolves, and there have been some incredible players. Clark, which Timberwolf player always was your favorite to watch, and why?
Well, Kevin Garnett was fun to watch wherever he played. Clearly, his early career was in Minnesota, and his intensity, his focus, his versatility, his two-way prowess. Sam Mitchell, guy I got to know when he was in Indiana, just one of those solid veteran guys. And then Kevin Love, a double-double 2010 guy, was really good while he was there, too.
New Orleans making a switch here. Clark's checked in.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Wiggins. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. He's around 14 points per game, 5 assists, and just over 2 steals. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
They double him with Wiggins. Miller kicks to Clark. Cousins with a screen for Hill. And Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The NBA has made some adjustments to prevent the hack-a-shack strategy, fouling big men who can't make free throws. It still happens. Clark, is it always going to be a part of the game, do you think?
I think it will be part of the game, and I don't necessarily like it. I would much rather see the rule be changed because I think it just enhances the quality of the product. Some would argue the strategy should be on board for poor free throw shooters. I disagree.
Gibson the screen. A solo fast break. Here's Clark. Drops in the breakaway layup. Clark's got 10 points in the game. And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Timberwolves leading by 7. Jones dishes to Jang. Jones drives in, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jones has got his second bucket of the game to go.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect from the field to start the half.
Screen by Cousins. Here's Hill. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got 5 rebounds tonight. Miller against Wiggins. Crawford outside. He feeds it to Gibson. Timberwolves passing it around. Jones kicks to Wiggins. Here's Crawford. That ball's nice feed that time from Wiggins. 8 points for Jamal Crawford.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Clark for 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Well, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
Jones the pass to Gibson. He dishes it to Jang. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Cousins. Miller kicks to Holiday. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Pelicans.
This has been a pleasure to watch. The rhythm he has in his game right now, the ease with which he's able to release these shots from beyond the arc. The defense just has no answer for him. And if he's going to continue to make threes like he has, Katie bar the door.
Taken away by Holiday. And the rejection by Jang.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And the Pelicans miss again.
No excuses, no explanations. I mean, got to sink that J from mid-range. Defense wasn't even paying attention to him. Come on, man.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass. Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Some changes for New Orleans. Cunningham comes in for Solomon Hill. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Drew Holiday. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Mahimi's checked in for Jang. Bielitsa comes in for Taj Gibson. Muhammad, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And Brooks subbed in for Tyus Jones. 6 to shoot. Cousins dishes to Cunningham. Clark for 3. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7. Timberwolves leading by 11. Crawford kicks to Mahimi. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. The Timberwolves, number 1.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Knocked loose. And Brooks, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Timberwolves lead by 13. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Crawford passes to Mahimi. The shot misses. Nice D from Cousins. For New Orleans, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Pushing it up, jumps up, and it's Mahimi finishing it off.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Rondo against Brooks. Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
And, you know, DeMarcus Cousins is used to playing through contact. I mean, he's excellent at overwhelming the defense with his strength.
New Orleans making some changes here. Morris checked in for Cunningham. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Ian Clark. Muhammad on the wing. Here is Mahimi. He's got 10. Picks it out to Crawford. And again, it's Minnesota converting. And here is Moore. It's Miller on the wing. They get a hand on it. Here's Crawford. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
I think it's be a mistake to let the shot clock in under 10 seconds from here on out.
Miller kicks to Crawford. Miller sets a screen for Crawford. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Crawford's got 12 in the game. Minnesota leading by 10. Out left to the wing. Now, here's Mahimi. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's foul number 2 for him. Jang, he's checked in for Bielitsa. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Clark, we know how big a Ohio State fan, I'm sorry, the Ohio State University fan that you are. Who is on your list for best players in the NBA coming out of the Big Ten?
Partner, you know me well because I was going to go right at you to correct you on that. It is the Ohio State University, as you indicated. Well, right now, probably have to go with Mike Conley. He's been superb throughout his career, particularly the last 4 or 5 years in terms of outstanding Big Ten players. Draymond Green, how can you not mention him? Double-time NBA champion. And then Oladipo out of IU, another guy that might be worthy of consideration there.
A chance here to take a look at the numbers for Moore. How last month turned out for him. He's putting up 9 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Rondo dishes to Moore. Jang against Miller. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. Yeah, you know, Kevin, when you play against this Minnesota team, you know they like to play at a slower pace. I mean, they had one of the slowest paces of play in the league last season. Not a team that really wants to put the pedal to the metal.
And Muhammad gets it to go. Muhammad's got 12 points in the game.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Moore passes to Cousins. There's the pick for Mahinmi. And again, no good by New Orleans. And for the Wolves and their slower style of play, Clark, makes sense when you look at their roster. They have guys who command a lot of attention in half-court sets.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, Towns is the big one there. His versatility. He can step out as a big guy and make perimeter shots out to the three-point line. He can post it. Pretty good passer. Wiggins, terrific in isolations. Outstanding offensive player. This team can score the ball in transition. It's just not something they look for. I think they've got to balance it, though. Half-court action and a little more transition opportunity, and to grow defensively will allow this team to sniff the playoffs.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got assist number 8 here in this one already. To the inside. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Crawford outside, and again, New Orleans with the triple.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Zhang, a screen. We've got 33 seconds left in the third. Zhang with a screen on Rondo. Here's Muhammad. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Crawford dishes to Moore. That cuts the lead to single digits. Moore's got 5.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Zhang, a screen. Brooks outside. Here's Muhammad. Hits the three-point bomb. 15 points in the game.
Yeah, I think this is an area where Muhammad can improve, quite honestly, Kevin. An increase in range, I think, would help set the rest of his game up nicely.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Let's take a listen now to Alvin Gentry.
Forget about the score and let's compete. Just compete. That's all. Not that hard to do now.
Without worrying about what's led up to this point, Alvin Gentry trying to refocus his players' efforts.
Yeah, I mean, dwelling on the point differential at this point isn't going to fix anything. But all 5 guys giving maximum effort, that might be a cure-all for a whole lot.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Zhang is out there with Muhammad. And it's Crawford. And there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Butler in at the 2 guard.
And just tax a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Passes to Hill. Shoots the 3. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
That's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
The pass to Mahinmi. He kicks to Muhammad. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Muhammad. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Wiggins is checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. And Jones subbed in for Jamal Crawford. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Rondo against Jones. Screen by Cousins. Rondo passes to Cousins. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Cousins has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Jones kicks to Mahimi. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got 13 rebounds in the game. Exceeding. Allen's shot is off.
A good job by him on the glass.
Ooh!
That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my. Spectacular move. Wiggins' elevation, body control, strength, elite across the board.
Pick up by Hill. Rondo kicks to Hill. And Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Drew Holiday is checked in for the Pelicans. Taj Gibson's checked in for Minnesota.
You know, he's got to take care of the ball much better than he has been. By himself, he's accounted for 4 turnovers. That's way too many.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Now Jones. Gibson down low. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And now an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
And, you know, Butler does a little bit of everything well, including passing the ball quite nicely.
And Holiday kicks to Hill. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Gibson dishes to Butler. Missed inside. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And stolen by Wiggins. And now Minnesota on the fast break. And that one's good by Butler.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
Ian Clark's checked in for Rajon Rondo. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry said to his team. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Hill drives in, and Hill throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
Gibson passes to Wiggins. Back to Gibson. Dishes it to Jang. A three-pointer, Wiggins, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
And Holiday kicks to Allen. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Jang's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Jones with it. And there's the feed to Jang. Left side, Gibson. Just 4 to shoot. 3-pointer, Butler. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Rebound by Jang. Now the Timberwolves with it. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Here's Jones. Jang, a screen. Jones kicks to Jang. Feeds it to Wiggins. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference. Pelicans trail by 17. Holiday dishes to Allen. Over Butler. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by Holiday. 6 points for Allen. Minnesota's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And here's Jones. Outside Butler. Pass to Gibson. Zhang, a screen. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Lets the 3 fly. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Allen with it. Butler covering. Butler against Allen. Cousins with a screen for Allen. Rebound by Zhang.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, you know, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been of benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Minnesota making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. Minnesota leading by 15. Pass to Zhang. Back to Crawford. The kick outside to Butler. Here's Zhang. He can't hit that time. Nice D from Cousins. Clark for 3. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Holiday, the pass to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Jacks up a 3. No look there. Missed number 3 against 12 tries. And Zhang kicks to Jones. Right side Gibson. Zhang against Cousins. And that one, good. Zhang's got 20.
Soft touch on that jumper, guys. I mean, this is where Zhang can be dangerous. Facing up from mid-range can put a lot of pressure on the defense.
And Holiday kicks to Clark. There's the dish to Cousins. Jones against Holiday. Cousins. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. 31 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
Now here's Jones. Gibson the screen. Outside Butler. Kicks it to Zhang. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Outside, Jones. Over Holiday. Jones, no luck. Pelicans trail by 17. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Allen kicks to Holiday. Outside, Hill. Cousins with a screen on Gibson. Here's Hill. Some solid defense from Butler.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Gibson the screen. Back to Zhang. And Jones has it in the corner. He feeds it to Zhang. There's Crawford with the three, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Simply missed the connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
New Orleans making a switch here. Miller's checked in. Holiday, no one around him. A three-pointer, no good. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Now Jones. Crawford outside. He dishes it to Gibson. Over Hill. Shots good by Gibson. Gibson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Pelicans trail by 19. Holiday with the three. The offensive rebound. Here's Cousins. And the rejection by Jang. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And, you know, Gorgui Dieng is a big man who can play both the 4 and the 5. He doesn't stand out on offense, understated there, but very valuable and solid and consistent. He's a rim protector and a space eater, but also a pretty effective rebounder, too.
And Jang, a solid challenger at the rim with his shot blocking. Clark, he doesn't mind having a secondary role on a team as long as they are winning.
Yeah, you know what? He's really comfortable in his own skin and what his role is. He's got great awareness of how to help his team. Never tries to do too much on the offensive end, and he's really good at playing with any other type of big guy that the Wolves put on the floor.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gorgui Dieng.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more and more fired up.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. Outside Hill. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. Holiday dishes to Miller. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up to the stripe.
And if you settle for outside shots like that, you're going to have a hard time to cut into this lead.
Clearly, I agree with you there. I mean, if you look at them this half, they haven't gotten to the free throw line as much. And it's in part because of their willingness just to settle for the outside shot. You got to be intentional about going inside here.
Time now for an injury report. Let's find out the news on Andrew Wiggins. David, what's the update?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Timberwolves head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, it looks like that injury is going to be a severely sprained ankle. He'll be sidelined for the rest of this game, and it doesn't look like he'll be back on the court anytime soon. Very bad news. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Yeah, I'm with you there, guys. One thing we know is that he's not going to let it get him down. I mean, it'll only motivate him to work harder to get back as soon as possible.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Here's Jang. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Timberwolves.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games upcoming between these teams, so we could have a few more twists and turns down the road.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Omer Ashe, he's checked in for Cousins. Cunningham comes in for Hill. Morris checked in for Allen. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Drew Holiday.
And Asik is relentless in how he pounds the glass. A long-arm 7-footer who judges misses well.
And Muhammad kicks to Bielitsa. Here's Mahimi. Omer Ashe with the rebound. There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Miller, the pass to Crawford. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Boy, he's playing out of his head, nailing everything. And the defense is scrambling to try to stop him right now, and so far, no go.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And, Greg, you know how hard it is to win on the road, but they seem to have this one firmly in control and have been very impressive today.
Moore with it, now defended by Muhammad. And it's Moore penetrating, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now the Timberwolves with it. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Brooks with it. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jamal, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We have good players. We have a good coach. I mean, he put us in good positions to succeed. Our players play for each other. We don't care about who scores, and we're a real team.
Yeah, there was a lot of flow out there tonight. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg.